和緊急程序。S07 Accident and Emergency Procedures 涵蓋發生事故時應遵循的程序，包括觸電斜線燒傷的治療、呼叫緊急服務以及根據 RIDDOR 傷害、疾病和危險事件報告規定進行報告。Covers procedures to follow in case of accidents, including treatment for electric shock 斜線 burns, summoning emergency services, and reporting under RIDDOR, reporting of injuries, diseases and dangerous occurrences regulations. 它指定了可報告的傷害類型。It specifies types of reportable injuries. 它還詳細說明了工作區域必須配備的急救設施。It also details first aid facilities that must be available in the work area. 當考慮講義7中所述的事故和緊急程序時，需要記住哪些關鍵事項？ When considering accident and emergency procedures as described in handout 7, what are the key items to remember? 一緊急情況下首先要做什麼？ What is the first thing to do in an emergency? 了解貴公司的呼叫緊急服務的程序。Know your company's procedures for summoning emergency services. 而向緊急服務部門提供哪些資訊是必須的？ What information is essential to provide to emergency services? 你需要的服務、你的位置、現場地址、緊急情況的性質、緊急情況的具體位置、任何受傷人員的詳細資訊以及你的聯絡資訊。The service you require, your location, address of site, nature of the emergency, exact location of the emergency, details of any injured persons, and your contact information. 三關於警報你應該了解哪些內容？ What should you know about alarms? 了解如何以及何時觸發警報並識別警報信號。Understand how and when to set off an alarm and recognize the alarm signal. 四關於逃生路線你該了解哪些？ What should you know about escape routes? 了解施工現場的逃生路線並注意緊急集合點。Know the escape routes on your construction site and be aware of the emergency meeting points. 五處理傷害的程序是怎樣的？ What is the procedure for handling injuries? 5.1確保自身安全。Ensure your own safety. 5.2確保該地區的安全。Make the area safe. 5.3在適當的情況下實施急救。Administer first aid where appropriate. 5.4聯絡緊急服務。Contact the emergency services. 5.5聯繫指定的急救人員。Contact a nominated first aid person. 5.6聯絡你的主管。Contact your supervisor. 6 RIDDOR 是什麼？ What is RIDDOR and what does it require? RIDDOR 傷害、疾病和危險事件報告條例規定僱主、自僱人士和工作場所控制人員有義務報告嚴重的工作場所事故、職業病和特定的危險事件、未遂事件。RIDDOR, Reporting of Injuries, Diseases and Dangerous Occurrences Regulations, puts duties on employers, the self-employed, and people in control of work premises to report serious workplace accidents, occupational diseases, and specified dangerous occurrences, near misses. 7根據 RIDDOR 必須報告哪些類型的事件？ What types of incidents must be reported under RIDDOR? 死亡和傷害、職業病、危險事件和氣體事故。Deaths and injuries, occupational diseases, dangerous occurrences, and gas incidents. 8哪些類型的傷害需要通報？ What types of injuries are reportable? 死亡、重傷和超過7天的傷害。Deaths, major injuries, and over 7-day injuries. 應報告的傷害包括骨折、手指、拇指和腳趾除外，截肢、肩關節、髖關節、膝關節或脊椎脫臼、失明、眼部化學物質或熱金屬燒傷、電擊或燒傷導致昏迷或需要復甦或入院超過24小時的傷害，以及導致體溫過低、中暑或昏迷需要復甦或入院超過24小時的其他傷害。 Reportable injuries include fractures, excluding fingers, thumbs, and toes, amputations, dislocations of the shoulder, hip, knee, or spine, loss of sight, chemical or hot metal burns to the eye, injuries from electric shock or burns leading to unconsciousness or requiring resuscitation or admittance to hospital for more than 24 hours, and other injuries leading to hypothermia, heat-induced illness or unconsciousness requiring resuscitation or admittance to hospital for more than 24 hours. 9超過7天的受傷報告要求是什麼？ What is the reporting requirement for over 7-day injuries? 導致僱員或自僱人士連續7天以上缺勤或無法履行正常工作職責的傷害，必須在事故發生後15天內報告。Injuries that lead to an employee or self-employed person being away from work or unable to perform their normal work duties for more than 7 consecutive days must be reported within 15 days of the accident. 10什麼是危險事件？ What are dangerous occurrences? 某些列出的險情事件，例如電梯和起重設備的倒塌、翻倒或承重部件發生故障。Certain listed near-miss events, such as the collapse, overturning, or failure of load-bearing parts of lifts and lifting equipment. 任何密閉容器或相關管道的爆炸、坍塌或爆裂。Explosion, collapse, or bursting of any closed vessel or associated pipework. 與架空電線接觸的機器或設備。Plant or equipment coming into contact with overhead power lines. 以及電氣短路或過載引起火災或爆炸。An electrical short circuit or overload causing fire or explosion. 11什麼時候需要事故記錄簿？ When is an accident book required? 如果你擁有超過10名員工，或擁有或佔用礦場、採石場或工廠，即使員工人數較少，也建議這麼做。If you have more than 10 employees or own or occupy a mine, quarry, or factory, it is recommended even with fewer employees. 12事故記錄簿應包括哪些詳細資料？ What details should be included in the accident book? 受傷人員的姓名和地址、事故發生的日期和時間、事故地點、受傷的原因和性質以及記錄詳細資料的人員的姓名和地址。Name and address of injured person, date and time of accident, location of accident, cause and nature of injury, and name and address of person recording the details. 13任何工作現場所需的最低急救配備是什麼？ What is the minimum first aid provision required on any work site? 配備適當急救裝備的急救箱，指定專人負責急救安排以及向員工提供有關急救安排的資訊。A suitably stocked first aid kit, an appointed person to take charge of first aid arrangements, and information for employees about first aid arrangements. 14急救物品最低庫存應包括哪些物品？ What items should be included in a minimum stock of first aid items? 提供急救一般指引的傳單、獨立包裝的無菌藥膏、各種尺寸、無菌眼墊、獨立包裝的3角繃帶、安全別針、大號和中號、獨立包裝的、無菌的、不含藥物的傷口敷料和一次性手套。A leaflet giving general guidance on first aid, individually wrapped sterile plasters of assorted sizes, sterile eye pads, individually wrapped triangular bandages, safety pins, large and medium-sized, individually wrapped, sterile, unmedicated wound dressings and disposable gloves. 工作表7事故和緊急程序 Worksheet 7 Accident and Emergency Procedures 1. 如果你發現有人在事故中受傷，請列出你必須採取的步驟，按正確的順序。List the steps you must take, in the correct order, if you discover someone who has sustained injuries as a result of an accident. 1.1確保你自身的安全，該區域安全嗎？ Make sure of your own safety. Is the area safe? 1.2如果有危險，請確保該區域安全。If there is danger, make the area safe. 1.3在適當的情況下實施急救。Administer first aid where appropriate. 1.4如果需要，請聯絡緊急服務，如有疑問，請聯絡他們。 Contact the emergency services, if required, if in doubt, contact them. 1.5 聯繫指定的急救人員。Contact a nominated first aid person. 1.6 聯絡你的主管。Contact your supervisor. 2列出必須向 RIDDOR 報告的傷害。List injuries that must be reported to RIDDOR. 2.1 手指、拇指和腳趾以外的骨折。Fracture, other than to fingers, thumbs and toes. 2.2 截肢。Amputation. 2.3 肩關節、髋關節、膝關節或脊椎脫位。Dislocation of the shoulder, hip, knee or spine. 2.4 失明，暫時或永久。Loss of sight, temporary or permanent. 2.5 眼睛受到化學物質或熱金屬灼傷，或任何穿透性損傷。Chemical or hot metal burn to the eye, or any penetrating injury to the eye. 2.6 因觸電或電燒傷導致失去意識，或需要復甦或入院治療超過24小時的傷害。Injury resulting from an electric shock or electrical burn leading to unconsciousness, or requiring resuscitation or admittance to hospital for more than 24 hours. 2.7 任何其他導致體溫過低、熱誘發疾病或昏迷，或需要復甦或入院治療超過24小時的傷害。Any other injury leading to hypothermia, heat-induced illness or unconsciousness, or requiring resuscitation or admittance to hospital for more than 24 hours. 2.8 因窒息或接觸有害物質或生物製劑而失去意識。Unconsciousness caused by asphyxia or exposure to a harmful substance or biological agent. 2.9 因吸入、食入或經皮膚吸收任何物質而導致需要醫療的急性疾病或失去意識。Acute illness requiring medical treatment, or loss of consciousness, arising from absorption of any substance by inhalation, ingestion or through the skin. 2.10 有理由相信因接觸生物製劑或其毒素或受感染物質而導致的需要醫療治療的急性疾病。Acute illness requiring medical treatment where there is reason to believe that this resulted from exposure to a biological agent or its toxins or infected material.